Imagine this. You're playing charades with 5 other people to make 3 teams of 2. Your team is up next, and you're the guesser. The timer starts. Your teammate gets the word to act out, and then just stands there. Nothing. Silence. You encourage them. Come on, give me something. They eventually start acting, but it's pretty half-hearted. And then, with time still on the clock, they throw up their hands and say, my partner should have got it by now. I want someone else. You're stunned. They barely even tried. They didn't give any clues, and somehow you get blamed and they want a new partner? Unbelievable. Except it isn't. This exact scene plays out in workplaces every single day. A manager brings on a new employee, but, of course, doesn't have much time to train them. And besides, the manager assumes that with all their experience, the new hire shouldn't need much hand-holding. After a while, the employee has some challenges, but the manager is rarely available. When the employee finally corners them to ask for some advice, the manager seems annoyed and says, yeah, I've heard things aren't going so well. For someone with your experience, I shouldn't have to tell you what to do. Not long after, the manager tells HR, my employee should have got it by now. I want someone else. HR is, of course, blindsided because this is the first time they've even ever heard there was an issue. Every HR professional on the planet has a library of these stories. Why? Because most managers are terrible at giving feedback, both reinforcing feedback and corrective feedback. The truth is, feedback doesn't have to be painful or awkward or confrontational. With the right approach, it can be one of the easiest ways to help people succeed. And that's exactly what we're about to unpack. Look, there are basically 3 things every employee needs to do great work. Clear goals. What they're supposed to accomplish and by when. Performance standards. They need to know what good looks like, including quality standards and behavioral expectations. And feedback. They need to know when they're meeting standards and when they're not. There's lots of other things leaders can provide, but these are the bare minimum for setting people up for success. Managers and employees have spent countless hours learning how to set SMART goals, but that's just the beginning. It's unlikely anyone is going to hit your standards if you've never shown them what good looks like, and if you've never defined behavioral expectations. The good news is that even if you haven't clearly defined goals or performance standards, you can still make up for it by giving meaningful, regular feedback. The bad news is that most managers don't give meaningful feedback for 2 reasons. They're afraid of praising too much. I've heard a lot of managers say that if they give people too much positive feedback, it'll go to their head, they'll start slacking off and ask for a raise. If that's you, I have 2 thoughts. When has this actually ever happened? If you're worried about praising someone because one day you might have to correct them, the real issue isn't praise. It's your fear of having a hard conversation. And which do you think is more damaging? Giving too much praise or too little? Most teams are starving for more acknowledgement and appreciation. Trust me, you'll never be in danger of giving too much praise as long as it's specific and sincere. The second reason most managers don't give meaningful feedback is because they avoid hard conversations. Of course, nobody likes telling someone they're not meeting expectations. So managers avoid the conversation altogether, or wait until they're so frustrated that they unload everything at once, damaging the relationship. And since nobody wants to damage relationships, they avoid the conversation, and the cycle continues. Fortunately, there are simple methods to overcome these 2 feedback problems that few people know about or have mastered. In the Culture of Excellence Leadership Program, we show leaders how to use the power of positive feedback to inspire great performance, and how to handle tough conversations directly and respectfully. When you master these practices, you don't just improve performance, you also strengthen relationships. If you'd like to learn how great leaders use feedback to bring out the best in others, click the link below to learn more.